Hey everybody, this is Jeff from Build an Aquarium Workshop, and we're doing a follow-up video here on our 40-gallon rimless reef show tank, okay? And if you look at one of our really early videos of this tank set to music, you're gonna see that the corals have grown. We have added perhaps one coral over here. I've got my little pointer stick, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. So we've added this right here. We had it in the other tank. It's the green button polyps, a big nice colony of that. And so what we wanted to show you is the tank and take an opportunity to talk about some of the challenges that we've had. And so one of the challenges that we had recently was lighting. We recently changed out the lighting on this tank, and I'll show you that in a second. We had some LEDs that really weren't as bright, and so what would happen is we put this hanging light that's above me here. We'll show you in a sec. It was very, very bright in comparison. So what happened was we had some corals that had issues with the light. They just took in too much light. They looked great for the first 3 days. They soaked up all the light, and then they kind of like didn't want to come out too much. And now they're all recovered. The one that's still recovering right now that you can see with my pointer stick here is this frog spawn. It's got 3 heads. We bought it with 1 head. It's got 3 heads. It gets really a whole lot bigger than this. I mean, probably 2 to 3 times the size. And so I've put it down here. I had it on the sand too. Try to put it in the shade, so to speak, but it's still getting lots of light, but it is recovering, because one of the things we did is we went ahead and moved the light up. So the first obvious thing you can do if you have corals that have sucked up too much light or just taken in too much light, what you can do is of course, the first obvious thing is to raise the light. Now, in a reef aquarium, you got to have rock work or gridding or some sorts where you can move corals up and down, okay? So now, when we think about lighting issues or issues with corals, let's say receding or not coming out, a lot of times we think either lighting or we think maybe flow or water quality. Those are the 3 big things, unless it's getting, eaten or by a fish, but hopefully you don't have any fish that are eating the corals, because then you definitely want to take those out. Okay, so if you have a flow issue, it's pretty easy to see, and it's easy to move a coral around. If it seems like it's getting really blown around too much, then it's not coming out. Then flow's the most obvious one right there. Now, we didn't change the flow in this aquarium, so it wasn't having an issue with flow, so we know it wasn't flow. We changed the lighting out, so that was the most obvious issue, okay? So when you're problem shooting your reef tanks and you have issues with corals, you look and you go, okay, well, some corals are fine and others aren't, and you think, okay, well, what's going on? Is it either lighting, is it flow, or is it water quality? Hopefully it's not water quality, but it could be. That would be a reason why some corals are doing well and others aren't, okay? Because some need better water quality than others, In this case, again, because we changed out the light, we knew that's what it was. Now, corals to the left here also had issues. I'm going to point those out. So the neon green candy cane right here, which is doing very, very well. Okay, and this lavender acan. Acans don't need a lot of light, and they're usually found at the bottom of the aquarium, like this pineapple coral here. Okay, so what we did is we had to put these in the shade for about a week, and we put them underneath this rock. The frog spawn wasn't there, in order to get them to start coming back out, because we knew that they'd just been blasted with light. So we started moving the light fixture up, and at the same time we moved them into the shade, and then we moved them to a corner of the tank, this corner right here that they're in. It was more so in this corner, more to the corner, because the light is angled so that this corner gets the least amount of light. So that also helped them out, and that's why they're back on the road to recovery. They're looking great. This zoanthid over here, still recuperating, small. They get pretty big. I think it's more of a pally actually, but it also took a beating on the light. Now everything else did very well. Surprisingly, this Duncan coral just loved the light and still has no problem. As well as this pixie dust pally. He wants more light right now. Okay, so here's our overhead hanging light by Flyzon, and I think it's the 165 watt dimmable. It's got on the back side, it's got 2 dials on it, and can't really see it. Probably it's pretty bright. So it's got the green, the red, of course obviously the blues, but in the full spectrum it's got those as well. Some, I guess they're yellows. And so let me pan back here. Okay, so you can see that it's hanging from the ceiling, and it's about 4 to 5 chain lengths up. So that's probably about a good 4 inches I had to raise it. And you see where it's sitting here above the tank. So it's pretty high up. Ideally, I didn't think I'd have to put it that high up. Okay, so as the corals grow, we're gonna keep updating you and showing you. So folks, if you like the video, give us a like, please. And of course, if you want to see more Build an Aquarium Workshop, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks and have a great day.